Hi guys, this is Katie Hutchison and Phoenix Stevens here with KSR, and today we got the opportunity to talk to Cassidy Rowe, a 3-year point guard from Virgie, Kentucky.
Of course, heading into her junior season now. The last 2 years she was here at Kentucky, she's kind of came off the bench, kind of been a facilitator, just done whatever the teams needed her to do, making hustle plays here and there, doing what she needs to do. Of course, she played under Kyra Elsie the last 2 seasons, so heading into this season, it was kind of uncertain, how things would shake up, but ultimately, Rowe decided to stay home and come back for her junior year. We got the chance to talk to her, just get to know her a little bit better right before the season starts.
So my name is Cassidy Rowe. I am from Eastern Kentucky, small town called Virgie. I am a junior. I'm a point guard here at UK.
So I want to talk a little bit about your hometown, Virgie. I think there's only like 500 people in it, right?
Sounds about right.
So how was it growing up in a small town with the aspirations to come play college basketball?
Yeah, it was always a dream of mine. Ever since I was little, I knew I wanted to play at the next level. But, a lot of people just didn't take it very serious because being from a small town, we don't even have like a lot of resources to personal trainers and, the high quality gym equipment and stuff. And it's looked at as more of like a dream that is never going to come true when you're from a small town. But I had so much support from my family and my friends, and I would go to the gym and work all the time. And that's why I think I've been placed in this role to show, other people from my hometown that it's possible and no dreams are too big.
So would you say that you had to travel a lot to play?
Yes, definitely. I actually, when I was in probably from 2nd to 4th grade, I had to play on a boys team because there was no girls basketball team that age where I could play. So I played on the boys team during the summer. I had to go to a lot of different camps. My dad would take me to, neighboring states to try to find the best camps and different tournaments to try to get me some exposure. So I was really blessed that I had a great family that would take me to do that and make sacrifices for me. But I would say I definitely had to travel to get my name out there.
So was your dad ever your coach?
Yes, my whole life my dad was my coach. He coached me pretty much since I was born up until 8th grade, and then middle school he was my coach. And then I played on the high school team when I was in 7th and 8th grade, and my uncle was my coach, so my dad's brother. So I've been coached by family my whole life. I think besides some AAU and college, this is, the only time I haven't been coached by my family. So definitely come from a basketball family, and it's a blessing that I have, my dad and my uncle who were such great coaches for me.
Did you guys grow up Kentucky fans?
Yeah, Eastern Kentucky is just UK stuff everywhere. Everybody is big Kentucky fans. My papa is actually, he was the biggest UK fan you'd ever find. And I like to tell this story. His dream was to have a kid or a grandkid play for the University of Kentucky. And during high school, he actually ended up unfortunately getting dementia. And the last place that he got to go out of the house was to my signing to play for UK. So that was such a great day for him. Like, usually he would forget and stuff, but that day he was like, he remembered people's names, and it was just such a blessing. And that's why I take a lot of pride in playing for my state as well, just because my papa was such a big UK fan, and I feel like I'm partially doing this for him.
Mm-hmm. So how does that make you feel to know that you made him so happy and you make your dad so happy?
Yeah, it means everything to me. My family, I've always been super close with my family. I'm still close to my family. They come and visit me every week, pretty much. So just getting to experience this with them, it just means everything to me.
When you found out that Elsie was leaving and Brooks was coming in, was there anything in you that said, okay, maybe I need to leave, or did you always want to stay?
I knew that I always wanted to stay. I was more just, praying that Coach Brooks would want to keep me and that I could keep representing my state. So it's such a blessing that he's allowed me to do that.
He said something about you crying blue tears, and I think that is just like the perfect representation of you and your spirit for this school. So what would you say makes you the most proud to wear Kentucky blue?
I would say representing my family, but more than that, even just my community. Like I said, there's not a lot of people from my hometown that do things like this, that play at the next level. So I feel like I'm not only representing myself and my team, but I'm representing every little girl in Eastern Kentucky who has the same dreams. And I just would want them to know that it's not impossible, no matter how many people tell you that it is. I had so many people tell me that I was never going to make it. And so I feel like I'm just representing them as well.
I remember last season seeing signs around Rep Arena that were for you from little girls. So do you have any personal connections with little girls that maybe look up to you like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I know one girl that came to the games last year, she had a sign. She was actually one of my math teachers in middle school. It was his daughter. It seems so surreal to see that, look up and see that. Actually, last month, this little girl from the same county that I'm from, she held a birthday party at Getty's, and it was Cassidy Rowe themed. And she had decorations, she had my jersey, and it was the sweetest thing I've ever seen. And it really just makes me emotional sometimes when I see stuff like that, because I've been placed in this position to be a role model for these girls. So just knowing that people are looking up to me, it's a dream come true.
So you told me about having to play on an all-boys team. What was it like being a female athlete from such a small town? Did people kind of look at you differently because of that?
Yeah, it was actually me and my best friend when I was little. We played on the boys team, and at first, the boys were like, we don't want girls on our team. But then when they started seeing us play and we started winning games, they loved us, and it just became like the normal thing for a while. People, at first it was like, I don't know how we feel about this, but after the first few games, it was just normal. And when, they did start having girls teams when we got to that age and we had to leave the boys team, it was kind of sad because, we played together for so long. But yeah, I would say at first it was a little like, what's going on here? But that's the thing in Eastern Kentucky. We played against boys teams that had other girls on their team. So
you and Sanaya are very close. We can all see that. What was the conversation like between you guys whenever all of your old teammates started entering the portal? How did you guys talk about wanting to stay?
Yeah, we were still coming to workouts every day, even though with the coaching change, we were still in the gym, and the groups kept getting smaller and smaller, and then it was just me and Sanaya. And, we talked about it a lot. We would get emotional sometimes because everything that we knew before was gone, and all the relationships that we had made, we knew that we were going to have to create new ones, and it was just a lot of stress. The unknown was really scary, but we talked about it together, and we both knew from the beginning that this is where we wanted to be. And me and her, we're both just so thankful to be on this team. And yeah, I feel like we've definitely bonded over that situation, and it's brought us a lot closer.
Do you feel like your new team meshes really well?
Yes, I do. Ever since the beginning, I feel like we've just all gotten along so good, and it's just fun. It's fun being on the court. It's fun being together in the locker room. I just feel like you said, we just mesh really well together, and you can tell the girls they truly love the game of basketball, and everybody's always in the gym working, and that's just a fun environment.
Do you feel like you have been, especially from the beginning, like almost a mentor for the people who are coming to Lexington not really knowing what to expect? Yeah,
I try to be. Yeah, it's funny because so many people ask me like how I've gotten people acclimated to Kentucky, but the truth is this is a new Kentucky, so I'm learning just with everybody else. But as far as the city of Lexington goes, I try to help out with restaurants, stuff like that.
You obviously have a lot of new talent on your team, so what is it like getting to play with Georgia Moore, an All-American?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Georgia Amore she's great. She's everything that everybody said she was. She's a leader, and just to get to guard her in practice and get to see how she operates on the floor is a learning experience for me, and it's just a blessing that I get to learn from her as well as some of the other girls.
Are you getting to run lineups with her at the 1 or 2 and you with the other one?
Yeah, we've ran some different lineups. I've played the 1 some, she's played the 1. We've just rotated, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Do you have any expectations for yourself this season?
My expectations kind of align with the team expectations. I want to win games. I want to make it to the tournament. I want to make a run in the tournament. So the expectations for myself is just doing whatever it takes to get there, making the hustle plays, knocking down shots, just doing whatever I can to help our team get better.
And then I believe this year you're going to be playing 2 of your old teammates at Mississippi State with Anaya and Georgia with Naya. Are you excited to see them again? I
am, yeah. We spent two years together, figuring out things on and off the court, and I created relationships with them. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see them again and to get to play against them.
Do you feel like you guys are ready as a team to go into the season, or is there anything that you guys need to work on more?
There's definitely things that we're still trying to figure out, still putting new plays in, just making sure that we have those memorized, and just little things we need to clean up, but for the most part, I think we're ready.
So 2 ACL injuries, a broken rib, and then I believe a broken nose last season. How have your injuries affected you as a player, and how do you recover from them?
Yeah, I say this all the time. If I didn't face those 2 ACL injuries, I don't think that I would be here, which is kind of crazy to say, but it just gave me such a new outlook on playing basketball. It's like I get the opportunity to play basketball. It's not, I have to do this, I have to do that. It's like I get the opportunity to be out there. Even if we're conditioning, and everybody hates conditioning, I step out there and I'm like, I get to do this. Like, there was a time that I would have given anything to be able to run a sprint. So the injuries definitely helped me with my perspective, and it just showed me that basketball is a blessing. Not everybody gets to do this, so I never take it for granted.
You have this reputation as one of the hardest workers on the team because you're in the gym so much. So do you think that your new perspective plays into that?
Absolutely. I always spent a lot of time in the gym every single day, but like I said, that just new outlook of, I get the opportunity to do this. It just makes me work that much harder.
So I saw on your Instagram that you just got engaged.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you planning a wedding right now?
I am. It's a lot, yeah. Trying to balance classes, basketball, and trying to plan a wedding. Who's going to be the caterers? Who's going to be the photographer? It's just a lot right now, but yeah, it's fun though. I'm enjoying it.
Earlier in the summer, KSR talked to your dad briefly, and when he was talking about you, he said, your motivation is not to be better than other people, but to be better than the person she sees in the mirror. Talk about what that truly means to you and how you attack the day with that.
Yeah, it's so easy when you're thrown into a team with such amazing players to compare yourself to them. And, you want to battle for a playing spot, but, the way I look at it, we're a team. And if everybody is working to be better than their previous self, then, we're going to be a great team. And while I still have that competitive drive, I'm not comparing myself to others. I just want to be better than I was before. I like to say 1% better every day.
Do you feel like when you fall into that comparison, it hurts you more than it helps?
Yeah, absolutely. That can make or break you if you're just looking at you know, the comparisons between your teammates or between your opponents. And if you just dwell on that, nothing good is going to come from that. That's why you just need to focus on bettering yourself.